everything but the rain is over, and now we got some new shit. Alright, so with this particular chapter, let's start off talking about Ichigo getting his, basically, the spirit of his Zanpakuto back, seemingly. Now, I'm curious, because it did come with a hollow mask on, and we know that there was kind of like a connection, basically, Zangetsu, in a way, is like the hollow now. So, did he get Zangetsu back? I'm guessing that that was like a representation of Zangetsu, but it'll probably come back even stronger. I doubt he's going to have any more struggle with it. We're towards the end of the series, so if he does get it back, it's not going to be where it pops up again. It'll just be like, you know, before, but probably a lot stronger, maybe a cool design. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when Ichigo uses that mode, but pretty much him pulling him back, I'm assuming that that's a representation of Zangetsu, and I just can't wait to see him have a conversation with Zangetsu again and see where his head is at, if that truly is the hollow version of, you know, Zangetsu and whatnot. But I think that the way Nimaya popped up and you know, just like, hey, I trolled you, I was going to give you one more chance, I was just like, what the hell? Alright, so also in the chapter, we got Hitsugaya pretty much now. He's Bankai-less. I didn't know that they actually completely can't do Bankai anymore. I thought that they just stole it, and, you know, like they stole the power, they can use it, but I didn't know that they were completely without Bankai now. So Hitsugaya is going to train from the ground up. I don't really know, like, I wasn't too fond of that, because it's like, how much can you really do if you're just going to basic sword training, like, ha, 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 like, you know, the Stern Ritters are no pushovers neither. Just because they stole the Bankai, that doesn't mean that's the only feat that they have. They also can kick ass. So for Hitsugaya to say, I want to start from the basics, is like, how long is the preparations for the next battle going to be? When will the next battle be? And I'm going to get to a thing about Juha Bach, I guess. Let me jump right into it right now, because maybe there might be a big intermission between now and the next time Juha Bach returns, because I had this theory, and I know this is a bit, you know, last chapter-ish or whatever, but with Juha Bach, you know, it was 900 years, then 90 years, then 9. That's 999. This is a 1,000-year blood war. I think he got his mind back, he got his strength back, and he got his heart back, right? I think there's one more piece that he's missing in order to be 100% complete, and that's possibly the Hogyoku. The Hogyoku is possibly what he needs in order to be 100% complete the 1,000-year blood war. So there might be a little bit more time until Juha Bach can completely come back, because remember when they were fighting, his you know, his dude Haschwald was like, yo, we gotta hurry back to Vonnegut, and I think Aizen already knew, because probably Aizen read the folklore or whatever, knew of Juha Bach, and they immediately had to go back to Vonnegut, and that's probably because he has to stay there if he wants to keep on living. If he stays after a certain amount of time, whatever the power that he's using is probably an incomplete Hogyoku, something along the lines of that is keeping him alive, and maybe he needs the full one in order to be complete, or he needs that extra year. I'm not exactly sure, but I definitely think that there's one more year time that Juha Bach needs in order to be 100% complete and be the true 1,000-year, you know, folklore and 1,000-year blood war. Now, again, let's segue over to the Hisagi and Kensei thing. I think Hisagi was a total dumbass to say, you have no right to speak about Tozen like that. Whatever Tozen said at the end of the day, Tozen still did all that nasty shit with Aizen and Gin. He still, you know, he was even disgusting towards Komamura. The things that he said to Komamura, you can't take those back. At the end of the day, you know, Kensei was in full right to say whatever he wanted to say. If he wanted to say Tozen was a piece of shit, they put the whole Soul Society in jeopardy for their own stupid ambitions. So Kensei is in full right to call Tozen a dumbass, whatever he want to call him, because Tozen was a prick. He just basically said, fuck Soul Society, so why shouldn't he say anything? I think Hisagi needs to relax and put his feelings aside, but I'm glad that there's training going on, there's progression going on with their power, so when the next Stern Ritter battle shows up, you know, when the war continues up again, it's like, okay, we've seen them progressing, we've seen them trying to thrive and grow and change, so that was a good thing just to see that they're overall trying to progress. And of course, the finale of the chapter, Komamura going to see that giant dog, Oojiji, I believe it was. Now, if you look closely at the dog, he has like a missing ear and a scar on his face, and I think there's a possibility that Komamura did that to him, because he said, you dare show your face again to me? And there's a possibility that maybe he was like Komamura's, I don't know, I want to say maybe like master, and he told him everything, but he had him on a short leash, and he had maybe some ideals that Komamura didn't agree with, and maybe Komamura, like, you know, before he left him, he sliced them up or whatever. There's a possibility that there's a whole race of these Komamuras, or that, you know, maybe that's his grandfather. I don't know. He said Sama, so he didn't say like, father or anything like that. But I'm just curious as to where's the relationship between the two of them. I'm assuming there's some sort of like, maybe he's the birth father of all of the Komamura like species or something along the lines of that. And they had a fight. Komamura cut his ear off and slashed him, and we might get more of that in the next chapter. But overall, some pretty interesting stuff in the chapter. Training, it was cool, a little bit slow here or there, nothing too slow though. And we got a couple of extra interesting things, but the chapter overall, it was pretty decent. Give it 3.5 out of 5. I was glad we got to see that part with Ichigo getting the hollow back in the beginning. I'm just hoping that, he has full control. We're towards the end now. No more times for, random hollow pop-ups. And I think that Hitsugaya, like, starting from the beginning is kind of stupid. It's like, started from the bottom, now we're here. I didn't really care for that. Hisagi telling Kensei that is like, stop, just train, be quiet, just train, okay? Because Tozen at the end of the day was a prick. And the whole Komamura thing really caught my interest at the end. I thought that was something interesting. And I predict that Komamura was the one that made that dude lose his ear and get that scar on his face. Let me know what you think, though. First of all, what do you think is the relation between Komamura and that giant-ass dog? Is he the father? Is he just the master of all that race? Maybe he was just on some real cruel shit. Your thoughts on that? And do you think that was 100% Zangetsu that Ichigo grabbed? That was like Zangetsu in like a hollow form or something? Comment section below your raw thoughts. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Komamura and his dad, Scooby-Doo, because it's going to get pretty freaking interesting next chapter. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.